There's something I've noticed about really smart people. The smartest people I know aren't trying to become successful. They're already planning how they're going to fail. And then there's people who are out here doing objectively impossible things and they're winning and nobody talks about why. Your potential isn't your problem, your brain is. Let that land for a second because it's backwards from what you've been told. You know who you are. Deep down, you already know. You know you're capable of more than what you're doing right now. You look at your life and you see the gap between where you are and where you could be. And it's not small, it's massive. And that's not motivation. That knowledge, that awareness of your own potential is actually the thing destroying you. Here's what I mean. The smartest, most self-aware people have this ability that others don't. They can look at themselves and see everything, every flaw, every mistake they've made, every reason why something won't work. They can construct an entire narrative in their head about why they're going to fail before they even start. It's like their brain is a lie detector for their own bullshit. They know they're lazy sometimes, they know they doubt themselves, they know that they've failed before. And because they can see all of this, because they're intelligent enough to identify these problems, they believe the problems are insurmountable, so they don't try, or they try half-heartedly. They start something, but because they already know all the ways it could fail, they sabotage it before failure has a chance to happen. It feels like control. It's not. It's fear wearing a smart person's costume. Here's the psychology of it. Intelligence creates what I'm going to call premature realism. Smart people see too many variables, too many things that could go wrong, too many reasons why it won't work. A dumb person looks at something and thinks that seems cool, I'm going to try it. They don't have the mental horsepower to construct all the failure scenarios, so they just go. And half the time they win because they never gave their brain a chance to talk them out of it. Smart people have a different curse. You have the ability to see your own limitations before you've even tested them. You can imagine failure so vividly that your brain starts protecting you from it, not by helping you avoid the actual failure, but by helping you avoid the attempt. And then you justify it. You tell yourself it's wisdom. You call it being realistic. You frame it as knowing yourself. But what you're actually doing is using intelligence as a tool for self-sabotage. Think about the last thing you wanted to do but didn't. Go back to it. Write the story. What happened? You probably started thinking about it. Got excited for like a day. And then your brain kicked in. The voice started talking. You're not ready yet. You don't have enough experience, so people smarter than you have tried this and failed. You don't have the discipline to follow through. That voice is your intelligence working against you. It's so familiar that you think it's wisdom. It's not. It's fear that learned to speak in your vocabulary. And here's the thing. This voice is right about some things. You are prone to doubt yourself sometimes. You have failed before. You don't have everything figured out. All of that is true, but being true doesn't make it relevant. Because here's what your intelligent brain leaves out. Everyone who succeeds is also lazy sometimes. Everyone doubts themselves. Everyone fails. The only difference between people who make it and people who don't is that one group decided that having flaws wasn't a good enough reason to not try. Smart people think potential is permission to wait. They think I could do this means I should wait until the conditions are perfect, until I'm fully confident, until I've read enough, until I've prepared enough. It's never enough because your intelligent brain will always find another variable. Another reason, another way it could go wrong. So let me tell you about dumb people, not stupid in a mean way, just people who don't overthink, people who have lower self-awareness or at least lower self-criticism. These people have the ability to try things without the mental burden of knowing exactly why they might fail. There's a guy I know who decided he was going to start a business with zero experience, zero. He didn't have a business degree, he didn't understand finance, he didn't have a mentor. He just thought this seems like a good idea, let me try it. By all accounts, this guy should have failed. He had no edge, he had no special knowledge, but he won. And when I asked him why, he said something that stuck with me. I didn't know enough to know it was hard. That's it. He wasn't smarter. He wasn't more motivated. He just didn't have the self-awareness to construct a detailed failure narrative in his head. So he tried, he failed small, learned, adjusted, and eventually succeeded. A smart person looking at that same situation would have created a list of obstacles. I need to understand accounting first. I need to save more money. I need to find a mentor. I should probably get some formal education. And they'd still be waiting. The dumb person won because they were too dumb to know all the ways it could fail. Smart people lose because they're too smart to ignore them. And I'm not saying ignorance is better. I'm not saying you should stop stop thinking critically. What I'm saying is this: your intelligence is supposed to help you solve problems, not prevent you from starting. Right now, you're using it the wrong way. You know you have potential, you can see it, you know what you're capable of, and instead of that being motivation, it's become paralysis, because you can also see why you haven't done it yet. You can articulate every reason, every flaw, every limitation, and your brain is using that as evidence that you shouldn't try. Your potential isn't permission to wait. It's not a gift that you get to cash in when you're ready. It's a debt. You owe it to something, to yourself, to the people around you, to whatever you believe in, to at least attempt to use it. Not to be perfect at using it, not to use it optimally, just to try. Dumb people understand this without thinking about it. They have no choice. They don't have the mental bandwidth to construct a perfect plan, so they execute an imperfect one, and they're winning because done is better than perfect and attempted is better than planned. Smart people need to learn this intentionally. You need to look at that gap between who you are and who you could be, and instead of using it as evidence of failure, use it as evidence of direction. That gap isn't a problem, it's a map, but you have to be willing to walk the map with flaws, with doubt, with uncertainty, with the knowledge that you might fail. And here's the part that's hard: you have to be willing to fail specifically because you know how to fail. You can see it coming, you understand the variables, and you're going to do it anyway. That's not stupidity, that's courage. That's what separates people who use their potential from people who just carry it like a weight. The smartest thing you can do right now is stop waiting for yourself to be smart enough, confident enough, disciplined enough. You're never going to feel those things. Smart people don't. They just go anyway. Stop using intelligence as an excuse. Use it as a tool. See the obstacles, understand them, and move forward anyway. Your potential isn't your problem. Your willingness to act on it is. You're smart enough. You already have been. The only thing left is to stop being smart about why you can't. Let me know in the comments what you're waiting for. What's the thing you know you could do but haven't started? Because I guarantee half the comments are going to be the same reason. And if you're reading this, you probably already know what yours is.